Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today we are discussing a very exclusive piece, even by the standards of FP Journe watches. This is the Chronometre Souverain Black Label. The original CS came out in the mid-2000s and won the 2005 GPHG Men's Watch Prize, but it gets more rarefied than that thanks to the Black Label treatment. This is the CS Black Label. Black Label being a combination of a blackened sterling silver dial and a platinum case, available only through FP Journe boutiques and espaces, and then only available to prior purchasers of new FP Journe watches. Since 2021, they have become more exclusive still and are rarely allotted to customers even at the elite level, which means it is quite a thing to find one like this with no strings attached. So we're going to go over what you get with the Chronometre Souverain Black Label. This example is 40 millimeters in diameter. It is 8.4 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 47.5 millimeters, 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw this on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and get a sense of how it fits. It is very flush, it is very flat. It easily slides under a cuff, no problems there. And you can see, even though the strap's fairly tight, and I'm pulling it fairly tight, there's still plenty of clearance on each side down the barrels. This watch will fit well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference in my estimation. Again, I'm pulling it very tight because the strap is still stiff. It has not been broken in. Large, rectangular, symmetrical alligator leather scales. You always know that that's a high-quality cut of the animal. And then semi-gloss with a monotone stitch, a folded edge. Small round scale on the bottom. The idea is gator on both sides makes for a more expensive but also much tougher, longer-lasting strap. This is an FP Journe factory strap. You can see it uses pull-tab spring bars, so you can quickly remove it without tools. And then the lugs are drilled fairly close to the case, so a curved spring bar is used, so there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. It can pull straight down out of the lugs. We have a pin buckle that is Journe branded, also made of platinum. The case is high polish, relatively simple. We have integrated lugs that shift down almost 90 degrees from the horizontal of the case band, overlapping lip of the case back and the bezel, defining the mid case. Very shallow domed bezel, and then Journe's famous double dimple knurled crown. No branding, but you know whose design that is. The dial is distinctive. It is made of precious metal. It's blackened sterling silver. And then the hands and the indices are all 18-karat white gold. The dial is matte black with white printing, and the font throughout the dial is the same. So these numbers, the same font as these numbers, or the same font as these numbers. Not every watch brand gets that right, but Journe, in addition to being a great watchmaker, has always had a very refined eye for detail. The power reserve indicator works a little differently than you might expect. As you wind it, it moves towards 0 rather than 56. 56 hours is the power reserve, but this is a tribute to marine chronometers. This is the Chronometre Souverain, after all. And so, like a marine chronometer or a navigation clock on a ship, this is a power reserve that tells you how many hours since the last winding. So when it reaches 0, that means 0 hours since it was last fully wound. This was important because to maintain isochronous or consistent timekeeping, a marine chronometer would need to be wound exactly 24 hours after its prior winding, always the same time of day. So it was important to note when 24 hours had elapsed since the last full winding. That is why this type of power reserve on this type of Journe watch that includes chronometre in the name or the billing, it indicates 0 when fully wound. We have a little sunken sub-register for running seconds. We have a chemin de fer, or a railroad track, for the minutes, as well as a smaller one for the seconds. Flip it all over. Caliber 1304. It originally came out on the Chronometre Souverain, but it's probably best known as the power plant behind the Chronometre Bleu, the difference being the feature on the Chronometre Souverain, the power reserve indicator. Both feature 2 barrels in parallel for a 56-hour power reserve. The 2 barrels in parallel, rather than creating a very long power reserve, they create a very flat torque curve, so throughout the state of wind, it will be a very consistent timekeeper. 3 Hz beat rate, a large massive balance to make up for the relative lack of a high rate, so the mass makes up for that from a timing standpoint. It is free sprung for better shock resistance and also more precise setting and adjustment, and then adjusted in 6 positions, not the 5 that you would find on a standard chronometer or high horology watch. The watch does feature a solid gold movement, so these are 18-karat bridges and plates. We have a platinum case, a solid gold movement, and a sterling silver dial. So for a 40mm watch, this is a weighty matter in the hand. The watch features a number of different finishes, including polishing on screw heads, as well as the locating pegs here, that help to locate bridges on the underlying base plate. We have stripes perfectly aligned across the bridges. We have a grand orge, or barleycorn cut, on the base plate. And then we have two different engine turnings. We have this larger perlage on the bridge for the escapement anchor, and then we have a smaller, tighter one on the base plate. You could see that the anglage by this era of Journe watchmaking was becoming very rounded and mirrored, a much more attractive and finished bevel than found on the earlier Journe watches. Also evident, you can see these polish on the click, solarization on the crown wheel core, and then a combination of polish and brushed satination on the barrels themselves. Also note there's no visible transmission mechanism between the escapement and the barrel. So you have them, and then you have this gulf between them. The drivetrain is actually routed underneath the dial to open up the case back. Journe, never necessarily a point of reference for outstanding finish, very good finish, but not the top end of artisanal finish. However, Journe always astute with an eye for detail, creating beautiful architecture. That is, the relative size, shape, and positioning of the piece is very beautifully laid out with this gulf between the two sides of the movement. And then all of this 30 meters water resistant with Journe's distinctive Holt head screws, so unqualified watchmakers do not attempt to open it. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.